Well, good morning. It's Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. I'm Larissa. Oh my God. Oh, wow, I'm crazy. Bedhead. Oh, I don't know. My entire life, I've had really short hair. Well, I was little, my mom used to cut it off, right? I have weird hair. I have weird hair. When I was born, my head was covered in black hair. Black hair. And it stood all up in a point. And I looked like a little sumo wrestler. I did. I looked like I'd eaten a baby because I had had a phantom twin. I probably did eat it. Oh, then it turned blonde. And it was really, really blonde for a long time. My mom used to cut it all off. And then she cut it all off and then she made me get this awful poodle perm for a number of years. I had this awful poodle perm. It was terrible. So I'd have curly hair like her. Then, after that, poodle perm grew out and I got it all cut off short again, like, because it was down to my, like, chin at that point. Then, I guess it was in what, 7th grade? Because it was like after we moved to Michigan from Philly area, we moved up to the Detroit area. My hair had been blonde when we moved up there. Well, then that winter, it was really weird. It all started coming in real dark underneath. It was just blonde on top. And it looked like I'd had some weird hair treatment done, but it wasn't. It was just how my hair was growing in. 7th grade, it was blonde on top and it was like real dark underneath. And then it all grew in dark. There was no more blonde on it anymore. And then I started dyeing it red. I started putting red on it. Well, after a number of years, my hair started growing in red. I guess started turning red after I got pregnant the first time. That's when it started turning red. Like, because I stopped dyeing my hair when I was pregnant. And I had gotten it cut short. I had had a perm. Went and got a crazy little old lady perm. It was funny. It was really funny. I had a little old lady perm. A little blue-haired lady perm. And I got that cut off. And it was real short. I had a flat top. I had a flat top there for a while. My hair was real short when I got married. It was real short. My hair was only like 2 inches long when I got married. But yeah, after I got pregnant and I cut off all the perm, my hair started growing in red. And nobody believed me. They're like, "Oh, you're still just dyeing your hair. You shouldn't be dyeing your hair when you're pregnant." I wasn't dyeing my hair. It just started coming in red. Then we moved out to California. I was spending more time out by the beach, or not at the beach, by the pool. We had a pool at the first apartment we lived in. Then it was red with like streaky blonde highlights from the chlorine and the sun. It's weird. And it got real wavy. And you see my hair's kind of wavy right now. I'm sleeping on it, but my hair got real wavy. It was weird. It was really weird. And then I got off all the drugs that they were telling me I needed to take that I didn't need to take. Got off all the drugs and it was red again. And it's been kind of like an auburn red color ever since. I mean, naturally. I've dyed it other colors. My hair's just weird. This is the longest my hair's ever been in my life. And I used to do my sister's hair. Both my sisters had real long hair. I always had real short hair. Both my sisters had real long hair, and I used to do their hair all the time. Put braids and things in them. French braids, reverse French braids, French twists, pigtails, banana curls. Used to do all that stuff for Rachel for cheerleading. And put the school ribbons in her hair. But, you know, I never learned how to do long hair on myself. So like I can't even put in a ponytail straight on my own head. And I don't know, like at night should when I put if I put my hair if I leave my hair down, it's like in my face all night and I wake up looking like this. If I put it up, it hurts. It was so much easier when my hair was short. So much easier. But I wouldn't trust anybody to cut it anymore after all the bullshit I went through in Oakland. The whole reason I have long hair is because they kept giving me boys' haircut. They kept butching me up, trying to make me look dykey. Oh, because Marsha was trying to convince me that I was a lesbian. No, just because you give me a butch haircut doesn't make me a lesbian. Just makes me look butch. Time I had to get that fade. Oh, the fade looked nice though. That woman that did that for me did a real nice job. A place, what was that place called? It was an interesting place. It was an interesting salon. I would have kept going there, except she was always booked. I guess she didn't want to cut my hair anymore. I don't remember her name, but she was real nice. It was a punk place. It was a punk place. They had a vintage shop in the front. It's like vintage resale clothing, and then they had like 3 or 4 salon stalls in the back. And they did men's and women's hair. It was on wasn't on Alcatraz. Was it on Telegraph? I think it was on Telegraph in Berkeley, or just over the or just before Berkeley. What was that place called? Lulu's. It was called Lulu's. Yeah, I liked her. Can't remember her name. And all of a sudden, she didn't have time for me anymore, so I had to find someplace else. Lulu's. That was the best haircut. It was the best haircut I got. In Oakland. Was it called Lulu's? Or was it called Lola's? Something. Anyway. Hair. My hair. I don't know. I've shaved my head before. It's just taken so long to grow. My hair grows so slowly. It grows so slowly. I don't know why. I don't know why. It just does. It grows really slowly. Had to get greased up last night with Tire Balm after standing and working on that rug. And then finishing off that jacket. Need to get my shears sharpened, I think. So I had trouble getting that seam on that jacket done. I think it's because my shears need sharpened. What, Larissa? Say what? Yes, that's what it is. Because when I was cutting out the pattern pieces, the shears weren't quite sharp enough at one spot, and it torqued the fabric. So when I put the pieces together, they didn't come together flush, and the seam was wanky. Yeah, wanky wonky. That's a official sewing term. Wanky wonky. Ding-a-lingy. I had to take the stitching out on both of the sleeves of this last jacket. And the second sleeve, I had to take out all the stitching. All of it. But I did it. I did it. Me and my seam ripper. Took out all those 3 lines of zigzag stitches. I was 2 1/3. I got the last seam a third of the way up. I'm like, oh, this looks terrible. Took it out, redid it. Finished the jacket off. Looks real nice. There's a couple things. The one cuff isn't lined up perfectly. But it's underneath. And then when I put in the hanger tag, it didn't line up perfectly either. It's wabi-sabi. But that's fine. It can be a little wabi-sabi. I don't mind wabi-sabi so much as I minded it being torqued because when you put the jacket on with the pucker on the under the sleeve, it made it twist and it didn't lay nice. I was like, no, I won't even wear this. Wabi Sabi's okay though. What's wabi sabi? It's a Japanese thing. So, wabi sabi, there's these potters, Japanese potters that throw these perfect clay pots, and then they crack them, right? And then they embellish them. They embellish the crack with gold. The idea is that there is no perfection except by that of the ultimate creator, right? And that there's beauty in imperfection. So, like, the idea in Japanese culture, crooked teeth are attractive, kind of thing. It's wabi sabi. Got wabi sabi face. Wabi sabi. Accepting imperfection. It's about accepting imperfection as part of perfection. Rejecting the ideal, because ideal is utopian concept, and utopia cannot exist. That's why it's an ideal, which is why communism and socialism don't work, because they try to force an ideal that cannot exist, because by definition an ideal cannot exist. It's perfection. Wabi sabi. I'm wabi sabi. I'm totally wabi sabi. So that jacket's a little wabi sabi. Wabi sabi, wabi sabi, wabi sabi, wabi sabi. So, what am I going to do today? Well, I think I'm going to start a new clown suit. Because I don't need to use scissors for that. I'm going to take my shears in to get fixed and make a couple of clown suits in the meantime. Now the clown suits I just tear, because they're all straight lines. I have some fabrics down there I want to use. Although the one fabric I will need to cut because it has some eyelet in it. I have a pair of backup shears. I should dig out my gingers and see if this new person I'm taking my machine and stuff to, if he can fix those ones. Because those ones my grandma gave me that they destroyed at the cotton mill. My grandma gave me for Christmas. She asked me, what do you want for Christmas? I said, I want a good heavy pair of sewing shears, Grandma. And so she got them for me. She got me those and a set of pinking shears. I don't really use pinking shears. Pinking shears, they need greased. They're a little tight. The shears I use now are an antique pair. Antique Italian sewing shears is what I use. They're too big for my hand, but that's nothing new. I got tiny little hands. When I first bought them, I bought them at an antique shop, and then I went and got them refurbished. And they're old. They're truly antique. They're over 100 years old. They have the enameled handles on them and everything. They're real cool. And they cut real nice when they're sharp. They're real nice. Yeah. But when I first used them, they gave me blisters on my hand until my hand got used to them. Oh, I got a couple rope burns in the creases on my fingers from tying that rug off yesterday. I just powered through. Hurts. But the rug looks real nice. I don't know. Omar hasn't said anything. I mean, he knows it's there and all, but he hasn't said to me whether he likes it or not. I told him if he doesn't like it over there, you can put it in front of the kitchen sink. because it fit there. I don't know. I don't know where the next one's going to go. Probably in front of the kitchen sink if that one stays over there. Because there will be another one, right? He's never going to stop wearing undershirts and Gucci's and socks. And me neither, right? Because from my clothes, my underwear goes into them too. And my socks. And less of my t-shirts, because most of my t-shirts are logo shirts if I wear a t-shirt. And I use logo t-shirts to make t-shirt quilts, and then I use the rest of the t-shirt in stuffing for making things such as Brody's poof, Brody's bed, and pillows and things like that. I recycle everything. Recycle them. What else? My leggings go into it. My tank tops, and maxi skirts. Anything made out of t-shirt material. T-shirts. I saw this clip recently. This guy was talking. Who was it? It was a comedian. He was talking about going to buy a t-shirt, and it was like, picked up a t-shirt in a department store, and it was like $600. And they're like, oh, it's got so-and-so. Somebody designed that t-shirt, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about $600, but t-shirt material it's kind of like little flip-flops, right? They're sold cheap. Cheap. But they really cost a lot, right? Because of environmental impact, the materials and everything. And t-shirt material, it's not just cotton. It has it's a polycotton blend, right? So like when that goes into the landfill, it doesn't decompose. It's a huge polluter, right? So that's the problem with natural synthetic blends. Huge polluters, synthetics in general, huge polluters. So that's why, like, you go buy those cheap t-shirts, right, at the gas station or whatever. They're really expensive. Or I should say they're really costly. So that's why I work really hard to make sure I recycle that material in particular, right? I don't like throwing textiles away. I don't. Even the little booby slings I bought recently. Bought these stretchy lace booby slings. They're like just enough to keep them from flopping all over the place. I sleep in them usually. Booby slings. But they have this little cup that fits inside the little pocket, and it's just ridiculous because it doesn't, all these, they're basically just rubber bands. They're just they're slingshots that hold up my boulders, right? Just give me a little bit of something to keep them from smacking me in the face in the middle of the night. They got this little cup. It looks like take it out. It looks like a yarmulke. Take the yarmulkes out of the bra. And I cut those up and I put those into the fluff that I recycle to make stuff too. Gotta take the yarmulke out of the bra. Got 2 yarmulkes. I'll do that. Work on a clown suit today. And then there's a basketball game tonight. I gotta decide whether I'm gonna watch it or not. I'll probably watch it. Probably. We'll probably watch it. Oh, what am I gonna make for dinner? I think I'm gonna make an anti-inflammatory soup. I'm gonna make a ginger mushroom soup. I got Miyatake mushroom in there. I think I have one more piece of reishi mushroom, dried reishi mushroom in there. I think I do. And I got some chaga in there. Dried chaga. Chaga. And lots of ginger. Lots and lots of ginger. I'll grate it though. I won't cut it. I like it, Julianne, right? But Omar doesn't like pieces of ginger. He has to have his ginger grated. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll grate it. I'll grate the ginger. Ginger mushroom. And then I'll put in some green onion. Ooh, and I got lots of nice hot peppers down there too. I'll put in hot pepper, green onion, ginger, mushroom, probably some seaweed, and cube up some tofu, maybe. Or maybe I'll grill some tofu or bake some tofu pieces, put in there. And I got buckwheat noodles. And I know the buckwheat noodles are supposed to be served cold, but they're okay in the soup too. And that's what I have down there is the buckwheat noodles. So that's what we'll have is buckwheat. Why'd buckwheat wash his clothes in Tide? Because it was too cold outside. Terrible joke. Buckwheat. Buckwheat pancakes are nice and fluffy. I don't have any buckwheat flour. I'd like to get some buckwheat hulls. Although I don't have a microwave. So, what am I talking about? So, buckwheat hulls are great to put inside of like pillow packs that you can pop in the microwave and heat up and put over sore things, right? Buckwheat hulls. Buckwheat hulls. Buckwheat. Oh, speaking of bucks. So we have this buck that likes to pose for our trail cams. He's hilarious. Calling him Oscar. Calling him Oscar because he poses like he's on the red carpet. And because Omar's been eating venison sausages. So like Oscar Mayer wieners. So I call him Oscar. He is the star of our Christmas card this year. And I ordered these Christmas cards, and they were supposed to be delivered, and somebody stole them out of our mailbox. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with them. They're all printed inside Merry Christmas from Omar and Larissa. The card is hilarious, though. It's really funny. It's really funny. So we have this shot of him, like, looking over his shoulder with his nutsack right in the camera. Giant deer nutsack. Giant deer nutsack. It's like as big as my face. Oh my God. It's like squeezing out between his back legs. It's like, oh my God. That buck's got some balls. Cojones. Real mountain oysters. Huge. And I wrote on the card, hope Santa brings you a giant sack this year. I thought it was funny. Oh, I thought it was funny. That's our Christmas card this year. So I had to reorder. They're sending them to me for free. Oh, I shouldn't even talk about it, right? Because somebody's going to go steal them now. Again. If they get stolen again, I'm going to, like, scream. Then we came in UPS, and UPS sent them to the post office. I have no problem going into UPS. How do they want me to be? I'm not mean. I'm not. See, I just don't go out of my way to be real smiley with guys anymore because I don't want anybody saying I'm flirting with them. Right? Get tired of that bullshit. Just because I'm nice to you doesn't mean I'm flirting with you. And they get all weird. And they're like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, the delivery guy, my dog doesn't like him. Just when he drives by to deliver to other people, Brody has a fit and like sits on me. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like him. And I have no problem with him, like whatever, except that my dog doesn't like him, so there must be something up, right? Anyway, I don't really have any problem. My dog doesn't like him. And then I have a problem because my dog gets really anxious. We've had break-ins here and stuff, and my dog's been harmed by someone out here, and he gets very anxious. He's very, very, very anxious when, like, even when I leave the house just to go shopping or, for an appointment or whatever, and I come home, he is like, he's more than a pimple on my ass. It's more than, oh, I'm happy you're home. It's like, oh, I thought you were going to be dead, and I'm so glad you came back. Like, he is anxious. He has anxiety whenever we leave the house. And it's just bad. And he is anxious, and he has anxiety issues when that guy even delivers to anyone on the street, let alone come to our house. I'm just trying to be considerate of the UPS guy, number one, because, I don't know. My dog's never attacked anybody, but geez, he really doesn't like this guy. He really, really, really doesn't like this guy. Who knows? Maybe it's some reincarnation thing. Maybe he knew him in another life. I don't know. My dog does not like the UPS guy. And I don't want there to be a problem, right? Either for my dog or for him. And I don't know, they're weird about that. Anyway, they sent the cards to the post office. Well, my mail gets stolen at the post office all the time. Anyway, somebody stole my Christmas cards. I have a bunch of other cards that I've made that I'd like to order some of, right? Stationery that I made. For inventory for when I finally have a store, maybe. Trying to sell shit. I have all these really cool things that I've made that would be really amazing in a little store. It'd be so cute. Oh, who's going to buy them, right? Who's going to buy my shit? They'd rather go to Target and buy garbage. Rather go to Target and buy garbage. Last time Omar and I went down to Carmel, went to the shop, loved almost everything in it. Had all these crystals and stuff in it, and they had some jewelry. These earrings, bracelet, necklace, natural brown diamonds. Oh my God. I knew that's what they were when I saw them. And then they had, it was these like chainmail chandelier earrings and this beautiful link bracelet and then pendant. It's amazing. And then they had channel set diamonds, white diamonds around them, around every single one. And I mean, it was amazing. Oh my God. And I knew what it was, but I was just like, I can't believe it was, because it was a lot of diamonds. It was a lot of diamonds. I went to the woman, I said, those sunstones. She's like, which ones? And she's like, oh no, those are diamonds. I'm like, I knew it. And I just couldn't believe it. She laughed. Those sunstones. I've been thinking about those diamonds, those earrings. She says, you want to try one on? I totally wanted to put them both on, and I wanted to just walk out the store. They were beautiful. And it's, I'm not usually like that about diamonds. But they were really, really beautiful. It was a really, really amazing pair of earrings. If I could have had one, the earrings, the necklace, or the bracelet, it would have been the earrings. Amazing. Amazing. Been thinking about those earrings. And I'm working on some jewelry right now, too. Not diamonds, no. Plastic babies. I'm working on this series. So I have the Look Me in My Eyes, those 5 limited edition. I'm going to work on another limited edition possibly, or limited series. I got these plastic babies, these tiny little plastic babies, like the ones that you use to bake in a king's cake for Mardi Gras, right? Or for baby showers or whatever. And I'm drilling holes in them, right? I'm gonna string them on hangers. Make a series. The series gonna be it would have been cheaper to get Barbie an abortion. I'm working on those. But that requires me to be downstairs, so I've made a bunch of little hangers and stuff. Got a little jig for jigging up hangers, for jigging up wire wrapping. Nice thing about those earrings. I don't know. Maybe I'll jig up a little thing and hang babies like those diamonds were hung in those earrings with hangers. Oh, that'd be funny. It'd be real funny, wouldn't it? I think so. I do. Really need to get a new Fornum. I need a new Fornum. And I can start actually doing some metal work again. And I think I need a new regulator for my tank. I think I do. I think I need a new regulator. It'd be nice to do some soldering. Been a while. Been a while. I've just been doing cold joinery for a long time now. Don't really have any room for new paintings. I'd love to paint, but anything I paint needs to be tiny because I don't got room. The living room is already full up. Got that giant painting in there. Giant painting. Can't even see the fireplace because it's all covered with a giant painting. I don't know, I could cover the window in here with it in the bedroom. Could do that. I really don't want that painting in the bedroom. I don't. It's too big. It's too big for this little room. Yep, mushroom ginger soup tonight. Anti-inflammatory. Because, oh my God. Oh my God. So, chicken in the soup the other day that I had, my body was very, very unhappy about that. It actually made me smell funny. Like I could smell it coming out of my body. When I woke up the next morning, like, I thought there was poop in the room. There wasn't. It was the smell coming out of my pits. It smelled like animal carcass. Seriously, I'm not even lying. My body does some weird things. And I was all stiff yesterday. Oh my gosh. Feeling a little less stiff this morning, but still hurt. The new vet was okay. Poor Sassy. She was so worried. She was so worried. Poor little kitty. She was so worried. When we got home, she was so sleepy. It was so stressful for her. She was so sleepy. And she just snuggled up on Brody's cushion all day and snuggled with his Pooh Bear. Sometimes she was just next to him. Sometimes she'd go up and she puts her little cheek on the Pooh Bear. I'm like, are you kidding? Brody's Pooh Bear. My sister gave me that Pooh Bear for Christmas. Was it the first year I was married? It was my sister gave me that. Rachel gave me that as a Christmas gift. It's a classic Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was always my favorite. And I was holding on to it. No, I had that classic Pooh before that. She gave me that classic Pooh. It was before I was married because I remember it sitting on my bed in my parents' house. Anyway, I was holding on to it. I was going to give it to my firstborn as their first Pooh, as their first bear. But, seeing as how, I've had nothing but miscarriages. Brody got it. When he gets all frustrated, he picks it up and he goes to shake it. And I go, don't you shake Pooh Bear. I said, you'll be sad if you ruin Pooh Bear. And he's always like, you're right. He puts it down. He puts Pooh Bear down. Like, nice Pooh Bear. Don't you hurt Pooh Bear. You'll be sad if you, because he snuggled with Pooh Bear when he was just a puppy. You'll be sad if you ruin Pooh Bear. Don't ruin Pooh. Sassy's been snuggling with Pooh, but I think it's because her cushion needs to be washed. I need to take it to the laundromat because it's too big. It's too big and bulky to go in my washing machine. It's like the rugs. It takes long for that one to dry because it's got a pillow up in it. Poor Sassy. She's an old lady kitty. She's an old lady kitty. Oof. Clown suit. Gonna make a clown suit today. Yup. Oh, maybe I need to find another name for that garment. A clown suit. It's a clown suit. There's nothing wrong with being a clown. My great uncle, who was a clown, right? Because he was differently abled. He had a club foot. And the deformity that I have in my hip is a down the line from that deformity. It's a genetic throwback. Yeah. That picture of him, I have of him in his clown suit. He looks angry. He was an angry clown. Sitting in that chair with his legs crossed, he's like the look he has on his face is like, I am going to kill you. But he was a circus freak. I can honor him. I'll make some clown suits.